minutes to wake up. Telling everybody I'm tired, but something's got to change around my place. We have no money here. We're down to pennies. $10 for coffee. Um, milk, decent price, still too much. Just basic foods. Every stop at the grocery store is over $100. We all know this. Shrinkflation is causing more purchasing of goods, which is causing more strain on everybody. Mortgage goes up due to escrow and taxation due to the rich coming in, taking everything over. Hey, good to see you there. What keeps dogging? Looks like we're having the apocalyptic depression is hitting everybody. This is the Great Depression. In the meantime, I just want to discuss the options here because I've been reading the news, watching how Trump's order for deportation was upheld by I like this one better. Was upheld by the courts, so now Trump can continue his deportation. That will open a few jobs up in California. Good to see a flower. Didn't see any UFO activity last night in the field. I was very busy. We had the huge moon last night, which was the blood moon over Israel and Russia and China. We didn't get to see a blood moon here in the United States. It was kind of a crappy time to not see the blood moon, but it was a very big full moon. I did see a suspected UFO, but it was very high altitude. Could have been a satellite. Nothing nefarious at all last night, other than getting home, waking up today, finding out that we're completely broke. We have nothing more than $100 to last 4 days. Talking to my daughter too. She's in financial destitute here at the house. I said there's a lot worse in other places. A lot of people have a lot worse. I listen to YouTube videos all night long talking about how high of prices. Everybody's trying to survive. There's not enough to survive. There's not enough to make it. This is the Great Depression 2.0. We are living in the middle of it. 50% of the population is living off 2% of all the wealth in this country. The days of we can swim out of this are over. I'm watching the inflation index saying it's good. It's not that, but it's not the truth. It's really rough. And everybody's going through it right now, but they're protesting the arrest of illegal aliens in the United States illegally. We have certain cities out there trying to form an insurrection against the Trump administration, the President of the United States, and the Department of Homeland Security. And this is an insurrection on a level never seen before. We have Russia pointing their nukes right at us, even though Trump's saying we're not involved in this. We're funding the missiles to Europe, and Europe sending those into Ukraine. We are at the brink of thermonuclear war, and for a reason. You got to hear it. Amsterdam. All right, on. Good to hear from you. That'd be great to check out your place over there one day, maybe in the future, if we have a future left. Which at this point, I really don't think that there's any other option. Weighing the off ramps that the market investors, the hedge funds, all the rest of them have. The EU, NATO, the U.S. This massive investment class, rich people running the world. Bill Gates and everybody going at Mark Zuckerberg and Trump meeting together, licking each other's boots and talking off camera about how much they're investing. It's all for show. They all know that the show is ending. People have not believed that this is the end of the world. I think that if you have a better off ramp if you have a better system that could come up, other than capitalism, what they call capitalism, which isn't capitalism, is backed by the Federal Reserve, so it's never capitalist. Communism for the rich, communism for the banks. The banksters get bailed out whenever they go broke, with no questions asked, but the rest of us have to suffer and pay the price. So this isn't capitalism. It's capitalism for the rest of us on the ground, but it's communism for the upper rich. So socialism fell with the Germans and the Nazis. Communism fell with Stalin and Maduro and the rest of these guys down in Venezuela, and even with Xi Jinping, communism doesn't work. Yeah, I think Trump's okay. Trump is okay, but it's a broken system. Trump's inherited again. This is Trump 2.0. The system was broken in 2019 due to the repo market. If you check out what happened in 2019, just before the pandemic broke out, it's called the repo market. The banks were unable to open their doors the next day and lend because they didn't have enough money to lend to each other. And they had to borrow from the Federal Reserve. That happened in November, just before the pandemic broke out. The system was already broke in November. This is just the end game of all this. Now, the only way out, this is being flat, brutally honest with you. Nuclear war. limited engagement war with Russia, China, and BRICS, reset a society where the government is overthrown in all major Western countries, including the third world countries. You call third world countries. Their systems are revamped. Everybody goes back to the gold standard. We start to trade the way we should trade, equal tariffs, and U.S. stops becoming the consumer capital of the world, where the game of what we can mix up in a basement to make some kind of food stuff, or what we can ship over with lead or toxin, different toxins in all the foods, that game ends and people actually start working. Each country becomes valuable due to their resources and due to their productivity. Or we just break the system completely, go full-blown depression, make the Great Depression look like a child's game compared to this depression, wipe out mass populations of the rich, their high class, uppity lifestyles come crashing down on their heads. That would take the market crashing. So there's no other option that I see. This isn't being malicious, vindictive. This isn't saying eat the rich, which would be happening now. The rich should already be being roasted on a skewer. I mean, literally, the population, the majority of the people are poor and dying and starving. And people are dying every minute due to the actions of and I'm telling the very rich. Well, none of them are really okay. It's not about okay or not. It's not about Trump. It's not about Biden that put us in this mess. It's not about, Rishi Sunak that did the stupid stuff he did, or Justin Trudeau, which don't be confused with Cashes or any of the other idiots that are named money anyways. It's really the fault of the global investors. And this was probably going to always happen when greed overtakes humanity, when corporations become people and have the same rights as people with their vast empires of investment capital, when the boomers still hold on to their massive investments that should have already been destroyed during the great virus outbreak, which we all know this is the end goal of corporate capitalism. And that's what it's global. They have one major option is to crash the stock market. Just shut it down. There's no price discovery in it anymore. Everything's too expensive. People should be burning the buildings down in the streets in a real world, but it isn't. It's protesting illegal immigrants that's doing the jobs and taking the housing. Why there's housing shortages and jobs that won't pay more. You always have people coming in with H-1 visas, B visas, taking the jobs that should be increased. This is not just the effect of not having a unionized workforce. This is also a product of the disease, the package that was put forth on the people when Richard Nixon destroyed the gold standard. And that's what made this fictitious lie we're living in. Yeah, greed is a disease, Flower. Greed is an actual disease. So people are treating the rich as if they're just people. They're people that are infected by the sickness of greed. It should be a virus. And it should be labeled as a disease, a mental disorder. And 99% of the rich are infected with greed. Now, in a capitalist society, be like, it's good for them that they got rich. It's not good for them. Because we do live in a democracy and a constitutional republic. The problem we have is the greedy have taken over everything. Everybody's backed by Big Pharma. They're backed by massive corporation, major hedge funds. Are backed by Raytheon. They're Skunk Works. All these other different guys are working behind the scenes to increase the wealth of the wealthy. What Trump's doing is best in the world, but it's meaningless. This is meaningless. All of this is meaningless. You cannot plug the holes in a ship that's already taken on too much water. The only thing you can do is pump out the water in the ship to get the ship to raise above the waterline. No matter what Trump does at this point, will not fix this. All he can do is destroy Europe. He can destroy Canada. He can destroy South America and take their wealth. That's all it's about. It's about robbing the world of the wealth, because it started back before Trump. This actually started clear back in the Nixon era. This started back before. Now BRICS is online, and that's the end. The end of capitalism is BRICS, because BRICS is going to be a gold-backed, resource-backed currency. So unless Trump and the globalists destroy the current financial markets of other countries, unless they consume the flesh and the blood of everybody around them, they're never going to make it. Well, you need the National Guard going in because they're all hellholes. They're all hellholes. Every one of those cities, people get shot every day. They've been doing it now for 50 years or 100 years. There needs to be some sort of order, but we need to be protesting the economy, not protesting illegal aliens being taken out that took the jobs, that took the houses, that take the apartments, that took the welfare, that take from us. Immigration doesn't help anybody when you're in financial turmoil. All that does is take from the people that are trying to form the union to say higher wages, and immigration is scabs breaking the line, coming in, say we'll do it for cheaper because I can wire the money back to wherever, and my family can build a mansion. Let's see, not in Virginia. I know. Yeah, I even got the toilet paper ready because I got sinus infections and I got allergies because of the filth of disgusting world known as massive developments is causing radiation to be kicked up out of the soil, which is all factual. When they disturb the ground, I live in Ground Zero. This is where the Nevada test site, the fallout fell, was in Utah. We are living in a highly radioactive zone. Whenever you disturb the surface, the dirt that's piled up on top of the 10,000 year life isotopes that is released as if it was dropped that day. It's in the air in southern Utah. This is where we're living through this. We're living in radiation, and they're coming here by the millions, fly to Utah to get away from the big cities. And the Democrats have made a monster hellholes on purpose to get the rich out of California, New York, and other places by bringing in insaniac lunatic stuff like high taxes and immigration, leaving the gangs and all the monsters to do donuts in the road. So all the rich flood into areas that they're going to redevelop and reprioritize as their new Silicon Valleys. This is all factual, like in Texas. The rich came in, like big investment groups, came in and bought up the land, and they're getting ready for massive developments to make themselves. They're recreating America, and they're leaving the cities in flames for a reason. And that's for their profit and their gains. Oh dang! Your son's at my cousin's in my cousin's in Montana. That's where the major silos are. That's where the nuclear silos are. North Dakota, South Dakota will become a radioactive wasteland. That's why they put them there, was so they could hit North Dakota with the nukes. That's why they put the ICBMs up there. They're the first major targets, the ICBMs in North Dakota, South Dakota. Colorado will be hit. Parts of Idaho, Utah will be major targets for intercontinental ballistic missiles. That's bad. That's really bad, Flower. Yeah. Denver, I live in the most radioactive zone next to Chernobyl, which is southern Utah. This is all factual. This is not fiction. We were the guinea pigs. I get to see you from Greece. Hope you guys are okay. Let's see what Ukraine's doing, because I do believe in my heart of hearts, and I've been saying this in the beginning, the end goal of this is nuclear war. The end goal of this entire situation, BlackRock, State Street, all these other different weapons groups and all these different investment groups, investors and hedge funds, they've taken everything. They've invested in healthcare. They've invested in the hospitals. They shut the hospitals down, and they destroy. All their game is to crush everything down and suck maximum profits. And the only way out of this is a major war. There's no other option. This is my analysis. This is what I'm telling you. There's either they go to direct face-on war with BRICS, where you're talking nuclear Armageddon, or they turn around and crash the economy in the West and rebuild it with BRICS. The stock market's not going to allow anybody to succeed. It's their profits. It's their bottom lines. It's not ours. It has nothing to do with the majority. If you call this a democracy, you're out of your ever-loving mind. The rich pay for, the rich companies and corporations pay for your prostitute representatives. There is no more states' rights. There is no more federal rights, or there's no more people's rights. It is the corporations in charge of every aspect of life across planet Earth. It's no longer the people. 50% lives in poverty with 2% of the wealth. In your democracy, the other 50%, 1% would change towards the other 50% to say we can't live. The democracy's over. Because at that point, we would say shut it down. If it was a true democracy, shut it down. Shut it down. Shut everything down. Shut down our wars, shut down our war machine, shut down our foreign aid, shut down all the incoming workers, shut down all the corporations that work overseas. Everybody goes back to the basics. The Federal Reserve gets shut down immediately. No more. We default on all of our loans. Say we're done. No more loans. We don't owe you anything. Our currency crashes and it's over. And we start from ground zero. Everybody learns to live at the basics again. And I'm talking 100% of America goes back to what matters. What matters is the people. What matters is the people of the United States. What matters is the people of Greece. What matters is the people of Russia. What matters is the people of Europe. The people of Africa. The people of Central South America. Where we all matter. Everybody matters. No more. Everybody works together for a common goal, and that is the kingdom of Christ. Kingdom of the Father in heaven. That is what the kingdom is. And any Christian out there that believes different, think about this. What kind of kingdom are you waiting for? What kind of kingdom are you waiting for? What is your everyday goal as a Christian? Even you Muslims, what is a kingdom? What is this? Where is this paradise? If we don't believe in a paradise, if we don't think anything's after this life, then blow it up. Just nuke it. Just everybody go to war. Just go ahead. March your soldiers in and just drop the nukes. If we don't believe that there's a better way, a better system here that we could make together as one world, if we built the bombs, why did we have them if we're not ready to use them? If the bombs are real, these monsters built these bombs. They built these bombs for exactly what's happening. If America loses control of its people or the world, they will use them. If Russia loses control of its people or its assets, they will use them. It's in their constitution. The threat to Russia, its existence, is reason for a first strike, full-scale nuclear war. Do we have to get to that point? I sat in the sky. So I'm telling you, I sat in the sky when I died. I didn't go through the roof. I got basically sent back. October 7th, 2006. I did not make it to heaven. I think the only ones getting into heaven is women and children. I think the only ones gracing the Father's kingdom right now in heaven is women and children. Why? Because men, you men, it's all about the war and all about the prophets and all about the power. Christians have no voice because they refuse to bring the Father's kingdom here, the Father's will on earth as it is in heaven. And that is not a Federal Reserve, and that is not a stock market, and that is not venture investment capital, and that is not Republicans, which was called the Publicans, by the way. And it's not the Democrats. Every day your prayer should be, Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Thy will, Father, will be done on earth as it is in heaven. If you're not living for the kingdom, if you're not living like there's a kingdom, is that Christian values? Oh, that's value of Christian value. This is Christian, this is value. Thy will be done, Father. on earth. Oh, but he said, give God what's God's and Caesar's what's Caesar's. No. Christians, you were supposed to be the light on the hill. The old men that taught you what Christianity was are dead. They died. They're rotting corpses in the ground if their bones are still not turned to dust. You're never supposed to be like this, Christians. The Lord died on the cross for your sins, and you were supposed to be bringing the kingdom here of love and compassion and forgiveness and turning away from the monetary systems. But no, you enslaved the rest and said, it is God's will. No, it's not. Go yourself first. What is Christ going to say to all of you? You look at the Lord and say, Lord, I didn't believe in their capitalism, Lord. I just needed to survive, Lord. Well, I understand, professional, why you'd say God's great disappointment. We are all subject to this. We're all subject to what these people, these monsters have done. And the fake Christians have orchestrated the West. Made it in the image of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And of the Roman, whatever, Caesars you call them. We live in a Roman Empire 2.0. Thanks, Paul. Yeah. Go myself first. Yeah, Elizabeth. It's you that did this, Elizabeth. I don't know if you're misprinted that. Maybe you said that on accident. I hope it's on accident because you just heard from God. That's what God's saying to you. I sent you my son. You killed him and crucified him. And from that day forward, he forgave them that did it. He died for your sins, your future sins. And none of you are apostles. Humble is what Christians should be. The old men made a system that mirrored the Romans, the hordes. The old men made a system. They're dead. They're all dead. You're not. Why? Question for the world. Why did you not hear the Lord? Those that turned to Islam, that turned to Buddhism, that are now agnostic, whatever that means, they should be diagnosed. Everything is created. That's why you're on this phone. It was created by somebody. Something creates everything. Nothing just creates itself. But the old dead men made these systems and these churches and these Christian values. Old dead men. The Lord said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. The Lord said, forgive all enemies. Love your enemies. The Lord said, leave this world behind. The Lord said, don't take stock in any of this. We have a chance to change and to bring the Father's kingdom here. But the rich Christians and the rich Muslims, the rich Buddhists, and all the rich agnostic atheists all want war and death and destruction because there's money in it. There's no money in Christ. There's no money in salvation. There's no money in economies. I mean, am I missing something? What do they have to do? I'm asking you Christians that are standing on the edge of a precipice and saying, this place and our systems, God set them. This is God wants me to be rich. They both had the fingers on their buttons. Don't let them lie to you. Everyone's ready for war because they stole everything they could steal. When they're done robbing and raping everything off this earth and everybody, they'll push it. And none of your feelings matter anymore. I've been dead. I've been up there. What are we fighting for? There's not enough blood here. There's not enough flesh to consume for the rich. Economies, markets, investment. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven, Father. If they built the bombs, what do you think they were going to do with them? Just because they didn't nuke your ancestors doesn't mean they're going to not nuke you. They feel they can climb out of their caves when this is done and rebuild the world without the useless eaters when they can't extract any more profit. Gold. The whole world longs for it. But Bitcoin was a psychological operation. We bit into the Bitcoin, the mythical fake fantasy brought up in Asia, Soshi, whatever, Shimshi, Goku go! Wealth out of thin air. Meaningless, valueless. Haktua coins, Melania coins, Trump coins. Where's my Biden coin? All to keep you away from gold and silver. Fine things. The rich are laughing at you. Laughing. They're hoarding all the gold of the earth, the resources and the wealth of the earth, and putting them underground because they care. Ask Zuckerberg. It's Bird, by the way. It's not Smith. They've got massive bunkers stocked with decades of dried foods that will last a decade. It'll last 100 years. All they have to do is crawl in their hole. Bye-bye. Take care then. Bye-bye now. If they built the bombs, what were they for? They don't care what they do to you. Who are they? Who are they? Then those A's. The Lord loves you. The Lord wants you back. God the Father created you. Yes, it's a big blueprint. You're in a matrix. Welcome to the matrix. He cares. He wants you to live. He wants you to truly live. But no. Not a chance of that. We must massacre ourselves in the streets like the gangs of New York, fighting over the scraps from the tablecloth of war. Oh, the rich man might throw something my way. You're much more likely to live on the streets, to be on the streets, than you ever to be rich in this place. And you that are rich will be on the streets. The last will be first, and the first will be last. Silver will never overpower gold. Gold is from the heavens. Silver is not. There's some geology for you. Gold is from the heavens. Yes, it rains down in micro nanoparticles from the heavens. Silver does not. Gold is created in the heavens. Silver isn't. Gold. Bitcoin was the last. Oh, it's better than gold. Gold is from the heavens. That is factual. You can check it out for yourself. It takes 2.5 seconds. And gold rhymes with God. Take the L out. This world, I swear, they leave all kinds of stuff for everybody, but nobody gets it. Nobody gets it. I love the faithful. I love you. Did you not realize that gold has God in it? Nice one, world. The old rich men made a world. Kellogg's, Big Oil. That Titanic, don't be on that ship, you guys, but the rest of the banksters get killed. It's all a stage. Doesn't matter if it's a key component in electrical anything. None of this electricity is going to matter one bit. It doesn't matter. When they drop the bomb, nobody matters. Not you, not silver. All that matters is gold and weapons. At that point, food and resources. Gold is the kingdom. Gold is what it's biblical. It's Christ. It's God. It's of God. That's why it's called gold. And silver's just silver. None of your electricity is going to matter. None of your ideas or dreams or schemes is going to matter. None of it. The useless eaters here, they're continually doing what they're doing. They have no other option. What is the other option other than to nuke us? Just coming from a non-God standpoint or end of day standpoint. What are they going to do with you? All of you. What is the end goal of all of you? What purpose do you serve to the rich? That is where you have to put yourself. What value are you to them? They own this place. They rule this place. Nothing you do is not ruled or owned by them. Your power, your gas, the things that make all this go around, they, none of you own it. None of you have any part of it. The power and the gas, the fuel, it's not yours. It never was yours. You are not allowed. Oh, I bought stock in it. They own it. Even your solar, they own it. They own the production of solar panels. They own the windmill turbines. They own all the fuel. They own everything. They own the markets. They own the dang companies that make everything that you need for your everyday life. It is theirs, not yours. What are they going to do with you if they can't afford to keep stealing from you? That's what you got to ask yourself. It's always been us and them. This is the same Titanic bastards that died in the upper decks, the upper class, and we're all stuck in the hall with Jack. It's never changed. It's never going to change until they push the button. The button is the end goal. Rural land, you ain't going to get any fuel. You're not going to get any fuel to fuel your tractors. You ain't got enough oxen anymore to go out there and be poor as dirt and till the earth. They shut you down by shutting off the fuel. There ain't no rural farming. You can farm as much as you can do for yourself. But you ain't going to turn a switch on or any kind of power. You're going to be like the Amish. The Amish have it right. The Amish were right. The Mennonites are right. They live right. Why? Because the fellowship. They have a fellowship. They know how to live without any of this stuff. They are the ones that we need to follow. Yeah, That's what Christ, yeah, rural mountains, not farm life. In the mountains, there ain't enough game. They got mad cow disease, prions disease. They're sick. The deer ticks will give you Lyme's disease. The deer ticks were set out there. They're full of. It came off an island. I was the fifth case in the state of Utah to get it in 1980s. Okay, that came from a plum place, an island. Okay, now the woods will kill you. The ticks will bite you and give you Lyme's disease. The mosquitoes will give you diseases. Nothing in the woods is livable anymore. Every man that goes out there freaking out saying they're going to make a living in the woods, good luck. The hordes of people, the absolute millions upon millions of people will come and burn you out. The government will shut you down as soon as you do one thing wrong. I'm other source broke. Go to the Carpathians. Look at how that society's dying. Go to the Appalachia, where the actual rich are not at, where the poor are trying to live up there drinking Mountain Dew, dying of meth overdoses, heroin addiction. Look what they did to Appalachia. Go to the Rocky Mountains filled with the rich everywhere. The Rockies, the rich, the Aspens everywhere, the rich up in Montana, entire cities of the rich, moving public lands around so they could have their paradises. Why Montana meth runs rampant. Former and current addicts all over the place. The working class working for the rich. Anaconda, Butte. Gotta have that big ski resort with all the rich. Utah, all of Salt Lake, and then you got all the rich up there in Alpine and Draper and all the way up around. All the rich everywhere. Up in the mountains living. The deer, minute. The animals, the squirrels have bubonic plague. The prairie dogs have the plague. The marmots here all have hantavirus. The mice have hantavirus. Believe me, I'm a survivor of hantavirus. I got that documentation. The birds have bird flu. Survive. You haven't heard of toxoplasma, toxogandhi, right? It's in the deer. Toxogandhi. A cat-borne disease. Thank you, mountain lion lovers. They shat in the water, so the deer drink the water. They shat in the grass, so the deer eat the grass. They get toxoplasmosis. Yeah, look that one up. They run to the mountain lions. You get it the same way. Toxogandhi. Check it out. Toxoplasmosis. The water's full of parasites. You don't think this is all intentional? You don't think the old, dead, rich bastards didn't infect the environment so you can't live off of it? I would think so. I would think if I was to dominate, even though I was an old rich man that just died a stinky, smelly weirdo in a nursing home, I would have probably tried to take over the world, make the environment toxic to live in. And that's what they've done. You will last no time. You can't even eat the marmots. You can't eat the mice. You can't eat the birds. The deer are infected now. Got to worry about that. You'll get toxoplasmosis. You'll get trichinosis from the rabbits. Trichinosis at all the rabbits, and they have a hemorrhagic fever that killed out most of the rabbits, wild rabbit population. These are facts. These are all facts. Yeah. Yeah. Trichinosis. Check it out. The bears have trichinosis. You get it, you're dead. You're screwed. You don't have antibiotics and help, you're done. They'll kill you out you'll be out there savagely living in the woods and die from just drinking the water. I boiled it long enough. Well, you ate the deer and they got toxoplasma, or they got toxogandhi. You got all kinds of issues now, and the parasites are running through your body, and you're just going to die or go blind. They've successfully infected the birds, so now the birds are now toxic, and you can get the flu from the birds. The only way out of this You're not going to get ivermectin from your nearest tree shelf when the world ends. You're not going to be like, I got ivermectin to cure that. They made North America, Europe, and most of any of the countries you could live off your own, off the land, they made it so toxic you'll die. You'll be burying your children trying to live off the land. But any other excuse other than the kingdom, any other excuse other than we bring the kingdom, anything's out. Everybody's got an excuse. Everybody, we could do this. I said the same. We could run from the bombs. We could run from the. They release biological weapons upon the planet. There is nowhere to run. It's going to be in the skies. You're not going to be able to get away from it. It's going to detonate and throw up bacteria and viruses, anthrax everywhere. There's nothing. There's no way out of this. There's always an answer to every idea we have for survival, unless we bring the kingdom. That's it. And there's no news about Russia's cancer cure. There's no news about Biden saying cancer cure. I just read a thing about Alzheimer's. There's a bacteria or virus inside the brain. Is it too late to come out and say, nobody's going to get sick in the kingdom? You're going to live 1,000 years. The rest of us will be with the Lord. The rest of us will be, this heaven is going to be the cloud connected between us and the heavens. The new heaven will come. The new earth will come. This whole place is burned up. All the lies that they fed us will be gone. We won't get sick. Greed won't matter. Money's not a thing. Everybody's going to live in harmony forever. Yeah, I'd take ivermectin in a heartbeat. Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah, no, Amazon. Someone says that before. Instructor, Brian, they Amazon, the Amazon jungle, and that's what the last comment was about. Was just kind of, yeah, don't eat nothing from the Amazon. Everybody goes to the Amazon, gets sick. Yeah. Justin, there's not enough bullets to kill. There's not enough bullets. There's not enough ammunition. You watch what happened in Gaza, what's happened in Ukraine. You start to learn a lesson about Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Libya. You can't kill enough with your bullets. You can't kill enough with phosphorus. You can't kill enough with um, cluster bombs. You can't kill enough with artillery. You can't kill enough with hypersonic weapons. None of this stuff matters. There's not enough weapons on this earth to take out the countries. It's not feasible. World War One, World War Two learned a valuable lesson about World War. You have to have your entire population working for the war effort in order to wage a war in Europe. In order for this war to continue between China, Russia, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Libya, well, what's left of Libya, the terrorists that are supposedly all over the Middle East, the terrorists that are all over the world, the cartels, the Americans, war machine, the Canadian, God help them with their bacon. That's all they should be focusing on. And then you got all the factions in Africa and all that. There's not enough bullets to do anything here, other than just to kill each other. That's it. To kill your neighbor, the Chinese still have millions and millions of men they can throw in their 40s before they're too old to go in the system. There's not enough guns. None of this matters, really. The markets is what matter. The markets need to crash. They got to have a complete day of reckoning for all the markets. He does, yep. We don't need police for Antifa or BLM. We have a militia. North Idaho is safe as can be. North Idaho, nowhere is safe from God's wrath. You will be judged. Your people will be judged by the Lord. Your cities will be judged. I see nothing in North Idaho that is anything other than the same as the rest of us, except for the rich. Except for the rich. The rich are the ones are the problem, even in North Idaho. The bear lovers, the mountain lion lovers, the wolf lovers especially, will be judged. All the wolf lovers out there, remember those wolf lovers. I'm going to give you one abject warning, one possibility here. Stop protecting the wolves, you wolves in sheep's clothing. A Lord's sheep, a sheep in the Lord's flock will never advocate for a wolf. And if you have that confusion within your body, kneel and pray and ask. You'll receive your answer. The Lord will tell you, you can't be a sheep in my flock if you advocate for wolves. Who told you that? Sheep don't advocate for wolves. I advocate for the Lord and the Father, and that's all I advocate for. The kingdom that comes, I'm advocating for. I advocate for the will of the Father on earth as it is in heaven. Now, do I see slaughtering by the DNR, by the Utah monsters, the Governor Cox in the face? Let's say he isn't named Cash, at least. Or a Bush, or a Dick, or a Colin. Those are some good ones. I talked about slaughter and mismanagement. Not of the creatures that even Christ himself warned you about, those that are wolves. But I'm going to continue to advocate for the Father and the kingdom. Because I'm not missing this time, everybody. And anybody advocating for war, please exit at the nearest exit from this platform. If you advocate for war, take care of them. Bye-bye now. Go away. Because you're not your ancestors. I knew them. They were as baffled in buffoonerism as the rest of these people nowadays say, I like war. We got to protect American justice. Christ is saying, what? What are you fighting for? What did I tell you? Oh, I gotta go to war against those. Gotta take care of those wars. Christ say, you're done. You need to just bye-bye. What are you gonna tell him? What are you war advocators gonna tell him? I mean, I'm amused to hear what you gotta say. Go ahead and type what you're gonna tell the Lord. He's not real. Okay, well, good luck with that. What are the warmongers, the war pigs that Ozzy sung about? You war pigs. What is going to be your ultimate excuse for being who you are? Because I'm a patriot. Of what? I stand for my country's dignity and honor. Well, both of those are sins. Got another one? Yeah, we got to fight terror. You're the terrorist. Why? Because your actions have equal or greater reactions. You're fighting for wars for the rich men to kill everybody. And the only reason why people are the way they are is because the rich men took it from them. What? Safety, love, and compassion. That's not true. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's called wealth. Yeah, world wealth, mammon. Yeah, they don't have it. You know what makes a child turn into what they are? You know why a child becomes bitter and hatred and hateful? Because the bastards at the top have to have the wealth that would have been theirs to make themselves wealthier. It's a numbers game. If you don't understand that, please exit at the nearest second you could push to get off of this platform. Because in order to be rich, you have to have the wealth that would have been for others. That's what wealth is. Well, I have more money than they do. Yeah, because you took it. Somebody has to be poor for you to be rich, or rich and poor don't exist. It's a yin and a yang. You don't get the system. The basic system is a rich man has to be richer than a poor man in order to be rich. So he has to have what the other man would have had. It's called commodities. It's called wealth. You can't have a rich when you don't have a poor. I don't know what to say for you. God help you, because I can't. I tried. One more time. One last time. In order to have a rich man, he has to take it from a poor man. And who suffers when the rich man takes from the poor? The child. The children do. You created this mess. You rich men. And those that back the rich men that aren't even rich. Well, the rich give to us and we live because of the rich. No, you don't. That is the system. Fight for the rich. And those call themselves Christians with that banner. What Christ are you answering to? Yeah, because a rich man has that home. Because a rich wannabe man has that home. The rich wannabe man buys that home and rents it out to the poor. Why? So he can get rich. The system's broke. It's broken for everybody else but the rich. And the wannabe rich that worship the rich. You see it in Hollywood with their stick that's made the witches use for their stick to channel it to you. Oh, but they're a star. No, they're not. Yeah, they're stars. No, they're not. Christ is a star. The devil's a star. You're not a star. Shut up, everybody. There are no stars here. Unless you want them, then they're here. But you're going to find out that those stars in Hollywood are a bunch of smelly, weird people with bad lives because they're broken. And you idolize that. A star. An actor. Everything's a system here. The rich man takes from the poor man. The rich woman takes from the poor woman. It's a resource fight. And those that want to be the kings, I'm king this, I'm big daddy king smacking, flapping, zippy zapping, zappa zippa. The morgue's full of you. Stop it. People just like you. Stop it. It's time we all come to the Lord and God the Father and say, God, Father, we're done. The world stops today. The entire world comes together and says, we're done, rich man. All of your excuses, you're the one giving us, you're the one that makes this happen, you're the one that creates jobs, you're the one that, we don't need any of this. It's just us and them. The world could stop tomorrow. A day of not rage, but peace and love. Everything shuts down. All the wars stop. All the guns fall to the ground. All the factories cease overnight. And for 1 minute, the world stops. And we restart the whole place. And say, wait, this man or woman works 40 hours a week and can't afford the basics of life. This man or woman is injured and sick and can't afford to live. What is that? Slaughter. This man or woman doesn't have a roof over their head. What is that? What is that? In a world full of everything, where the rich have everything. Slaughter. It may not be go walk into the slaughterhouse and get your slaughter done and get hung up on a rack. It's slow kill. No man, no woman, no child on this planet should ever go without. The world should move for love. It should kneel before love and in awe. Every adult should say, I want to be that child again. Because none of you are getting in with, if you don't become a child. That's what Alzheimer's is. Wake up. Every living human being should say, we are children. We're not men. We're not women. We're not lords or kings. We are God's children. And from this day forward, when the lights come back on, we all agree to work together under God for the kingdom. And every breath we take from that day forward is for the kingdom, for love and compassion, and lift everybody up. Everybody, everywhere, in every town, in every fake city, in every jurisdiction, everybody's taken care of. Mass moving of food and production, everybody going to work every day saying, I am for the kingdom. I am here to do exactly. See, nice job. You just sent your bug on me, Satan. Oh, the kingdom's coming. Do you want to be burned? Is the question forever. Tortured. Every living human being unites and says, no more. Well, you're stocked, your country will crash. No more banksters. No more lies. Everybody works for everybody. Because if you expect anything like this, you expect your salvation to be like this, you're headed for hell.